So today we're going to take you on a tour of the Back Bay, living in Dover shores on a day-to-day basis. Behind us we have Newport Aquatic Center, the NAC. You can row, kayak, paddleboard, anything you want down here. And there's a great workout center too. And if we keep traveling along here, we have what we call the finger streets, the star streets. We're going to hit North Star, Evening Star here first. And at the end of this row, after all the private homes and homes with docks on the water, you get a private beach that you get to enjoy if you're one of the Dover Shores Association.
I think the one thing there's a misnomer about Dover Shores is, what is Dover Shores? Technically, Dover Shores is any property that is on the water on the bayfront or any property with a view. And they pay into an association. They do have access to the 2 private beaches here, which during the summer there's movie nights, there's barbecues, there's get-togethers. It's a good chance to get to know your neighbors.
All right, so on the right side of us here, we have North Star Lane. A lot of people don't realize in Dover Shores, you can have a lot of big boats back here.
And the main thing you have to be concerned is it can't be any higher than 23 feet to get underneath the bridge on Coast Highway. As you can see, there's some big motor yachts back in here, up to 60, 70 feet. Baby, I'm home again. So what we have on the bluff top is built in late 90s. It's called the Castaways, and there's a few hundred homes in there that were built by a builder, Taylor Woodrow, and we actually used to live up there when our kids were younger. It's a great gated community if you like gated. Tons of young kids in there, centrally located right off of Dover. Feeds into also Mariners Elementary, Newport Harbor High School. It won several awards for their design, very Cape Cod, East Coast architecture. We love living in there.
It's a great spot. I love it. Some of the homes get amazing views. Other homes are on the interior, but you get great quiet streets. Kids can run around. They
shut in all the roads down and kids are in the middle of the street running around. One of the best places in Newport to go trick-or-treating for sure. A
lot of fun things to do, great families, and a great walking path that we walk every morning with the dogs around for a little view, just to see everyone through the neighborhood. It's fun.
On this bluff top is a trail for jogging, biking, walking, and it goes all the way out to the tip of the bluff, overlooking Newport Harbor. Some of the best views in all of Newport.
That bridge there is called the Dover Bridge, and it actually divides Newport. They call it the other side of the bay. You've got 2 sides of Newport, and that's where the division is. What comes down to also like high school. So if you're on that side of the bridge.
If you're on the east side of the bridge, you go to Corona Moore High School. If you're on the west side of that bridge, you go to Newport Harbor High School. And that's the big rivalries here in Newport Beach. You have battles of the Bay, Corona Moore High School versus Newport Harbor High School. It would be like the USC versus UCLA battles. I missed playing football. I didn't like getting hit too much, but it was fun. There's a lot of things I learned from all sports about how to get the most out of your teammates, how to perform your best, that type of stuff. That translates later on in life. That's why I think it's great for kids to play sports, It teaches them a lot of stuff later that they can use. So typically like a lot value deal right now on the bayfront in Dover is around $8 million, all the way up to $20 million. Whereas on the view side of Galaxy, you're looking $5-6 million for the lot and up to about 10. Some of these lots, what people like here versus like Lido, you get a 60-foot wide lot by 100, 6,000 square feet versus a 30-foot lot on Lido, which is half the width of a Dover bayfront. And then some of these bayfronts here are 180 feet on the water. As you can see, this big house here, and it has a 90-foot boat that it holds. As you get toward the end of the finger streets, obviously the lots are much wider during the cul-de-sacs. This is a good house to look at right here. It's almost 180 feet of frontage. As we come around the corner here, we have the south side of Evening Star and the north side of Morning Star. And you're seeing these homes that developed originally in 1960s are being torn down, rebuilt. You can see a lot of new construction homes going on in here, and these are always underpriced values for being on the water. And it's kind of a hidden find. Once you come back here, you realize you can have a big boat and not pay as big a price as you would on Lido or Linda Isle. It's just easier to get on and off. You're not stuck on the peninsula, on the bayfront. Here, you're access to 17th Street, to the airport. You're not battling traffic like you would in some of the other beach areas.
A lot of great families. We have another beach over here that does movie nights for the kids. A lot of barbecues during the summers. It's a lot quieter, you get a lot more space.
Families who live in Dover Shores, not just on the water, have access to this beach here. So you have younger families moving in who can afford to live on the water. And this is the main beach of Dover Shores. They have a swimming dock, they have restrooms, they have built-in barbecues, volleyball courts, tables. Like in the summer, this is bustling with kids. Once a week, they do a dinner here.
Just to bring all the neighbors together and have a good time. That's called Larry's Beach.
You sit on the sand and watch a movie at night.
And it just brings a sense of community where you get to see your neighbors that you don't typically get to see on a day-to-day basis. We love the access to the water. Go cruise around, take the boat out, go out to dinner, get on a paddleboard, paddle around.
We had an annual group paddleboard sessions where we would meet here, about 10 couples, and we would all paddleboard out to the main restaurants and bars in Newport Harbor. All of our kids went to the public schools. We all got to know each other and all still friends today. I think the unique thing with us is I went to Newport Harbor High School. I grew up in Dover Shores, how it's changed, how it's gotten better and better. Nicole went to Corona Mar High School, and we kind of cover both sides of the bay. We know all about all the public schools, how good and bad they are.
We know the ins and outs of everyday life here in Newport.
So people do buy in Dover because Mariners Elementary is like a blue ribbon school. You don't necessarily have to send your kid to a private school. At some communities you have to. So that's one thing we were blessed to have all of our kids go to the public school.
Across from us we have the Dunes, which you can rent out dock space for your boats.
There's also a private restaurant over there that you can take your duffy and have dinner there if you don't want to go into the main harbor and look for food. Another thing we love about living in the Dover Shores area is just the central location to some of the best beaches in West Newport. If you like to surf, obviously here on the water, you're moments away from being on a boat, but you also have Fashion Island right over the bridge, 3 or 4 minutes away by car, with great shopping, great restaurants. Just the location of being so centrally located within Newport Beach is what we love about it.